Hello everyone, so I am back here with another training summary. I'm just starting out by showing you guys a little bit of accessory work. I don't film a ton of my accessory work, primarily because I do my main lifts first and then I add in accessory work afterwards. But this day my dad came and worked out with me, and usually I just don't want to film. Like after I film my main lifts, I just am not in the mood to film. But on this day, my dad came along with me, and this was a bench and accessory work only day. My accessory work is primarily focused around back, with some shoulder work added in, but since I bench 4 times a week currently, I do not. That's also obviously a lot of weight on my shoulders. So I add in one specific shoulder day, and here you'll see me doing some blood flow restriction hamstring curls. So for legs, besides squats and deadlifts, I do not. I have one day where I add in some heavy compound leg work like pull throughs or hip thrusts, but otherwise I primarily focus on blood flow restriction just because I do have so much heavy lifting that I'm doing in terms of squats and deadlifts that I have found that for injury prevention and just sustainability, I can't add in a ton of extra heavy leg work. And for bodybuilding purposes, I don't really need to, as my legs are the first to grow. My upper body is a little bit shorter, a little bit more stubborn in terms of growing than my lower body. So this was 275 pounds for 4x10 on my first training day of the week. These felt actually really good. So currently, the past 3 weeks or so, my frequency of lifts have been squat 4 times a week, deadlift twice a week, bench 4 times a week. I'm lifting 6 days a week. I have accessory work added in every single day. It really depends on how many main lifts I have in a day in terms of what my volume is for accessory work for that particular day. So this was actually the next day, and since I squat 4 times a week, obviously there's going to be 2 days that are back to back since I work out 6 times a week and I have one rest day. These were for 8s. These felt very slow, and probably the reason why these felt terrible is because I ended up getting sick this day. Not sure if it was the flu or if it was food poisoning. I think it was the flu. I got really sick, but it kind of threw me for a loop. Wasn't sure why my training felt so terrible this day because I obviously wasn't sick here. I ended up getting sick at about 2 a.m. that night, but you can see me, I'm just like struggling. So this day I had squats and deadlifts, so I followed squats with 325 pounds, 4x6 reps, and this felt decent. I'm still keeping my stance pretty narrow. I was dealing with an adductor strain. If you've been following me on Instagram or here, I think I mentioned this in a couple of my other videos. I have had an adductor strain, and so it was resulting from me transitioning to a super wide stance, trying to shorten my range of motion. So I've just taken it back in narrower. It's where I feel comfortable. It does not strain my adductor, and I'm very strong in this position. So I'm just going to keep it how it is for now until I am 100% healed from that adductor strain. So as I was talking about my frequency of my lifts, so I do add in accessory work. I have back at 3 days per week right now. Shoulders specifically at 1 day per week. Triceps and biceps are added in twice a week as well. So just keeping volume pretty high. We're really pushing back volume and pushing my main lift volume up to see how far we can get me, before nationals. So nationals is the next goal. I am not doing any bodybuilding shows this year. That will be possibly next year. So here is overhead press. It's a movement that I've been adding in recently. I'm not the best at it. This is 80 pounds for 5x6. But it does not hurt my shoulder. I've dealt with a shoulder injury, which has really hindered me. It has really hindered me in terms of my bench progress and shoulder progress. Okay, so this was the next day after I got sick. This is actually, yeah, this is the day after I got sick. Somehow I made it to the gym. I was like, well, I feel decent. I'll go to the gym. I have no idea how I did that. So these were a little rough. The 4x8 with 140. Anyways, so I am not doing a bodybuilding show this year. This is the first time where I've taken over a year off from bodybuilding, and just focused solely on powerlifting and getting stronger and eating in a surplus and not being stage lean. So it'll be interesting to see what I can do at nationals. I don't know if I should call these vlogs Road to, I don't know. This is my third squat day. Road to 400 squat. Although I hit 397 at at the Arnold, but was called for depth. So I really want to hit above 410 at nationals. That would be my goal for squat. So road to 415 squat. Just that what I should call it. So this was 4x6 with 315. These felt not great. Day after getting sick, so still recovering. But bench surprisingly felt pretty decent. So this is 150 for 3x6. Been very happy with how bench has been progressing. As I mentioned before, I had a shoulder injury that really prevented me from progressing for about 2 years. It just kept coming back and kept coming back. And one of the reasons was probably because I was staying so lean. You obviously are more prone to injury when you are the leaner you are. So I've been very diligent about stretching, very diligent about recovery, getting massages, exercises, rehab, etc. Very much so this year, with my shoulder, with my hip, with my back, everything. So that could be a future video that is on my to-do list of my mobility routine. So hopefully that seems to be a very frequently requested video. So hopefully I'll get that together this next week. I'm going to be traveling down to Florida in a week and a half about. Hopefully I can get that together before I go travel. So this was a new PR from this week in terms of squats. 335 pounds for 3x4 followed by an AMRAP of 7. This was actually my 1 rep max just over a year ago. So very happy with the progress, especially on squats that I've made and deadlift. Hitting that 408 at the Arnold. Hoping, I need to talk to my coach, but I would love to hit like a 425 deadlift at nationals. So not really sure what my goals are in terms of placing at nationals. Nationals is not until October. So this was my marathon deadlift session. So this was my AMRAP of 10, following 3x4 with 340 pounds. So I'm currently, my heavy days for deadlift and squat are about the same. I squat almost as much as I deadlift. So just squats have always come pretty naturally to me, and it's just always something that I have loved. I don't know, there's one lift that certain people just enjoy a lot, and it's always been squats for me. And it helps that, I've progressed really, really well in this past year too. I hit 347 at nationals last year, and then this next year I'm hoping to hit over 410, or at least over 400 on squat for sure, with all white lights and no red lights. So training's been going very well recently. I just got back pretty recently from travel out west, and then also New York for the De Novo tour for our Lift and Chill tour. And I will be traveling here more coming up. I will be going to Florida and then going up to Salt Lake City, and then possibly doing some other travels, maybe going to Worlds this summer for IPF. We'll see. Ooh, grinder a couple of these last reps. So nice little break from traveling currently. But overall lifting has been feeling good. Had that weird bug in the middle of the week, so that kind of like threw me for a loop. But now, I was very encouraged by my AMRAPs yesterday. I've really been focusing on form. I'm huge on form, huge on just the little things. So, stretching, mobility, things that work for each individual person. So I've been getting weekly massages too, ART massages. active release therapy, and then going to and then also getting another type of massage. So I do a lot of stuff to keep myself as healthy as possible. So I had three new AMRAP marks from this day. So 335 pounds for 7 on squats, 340 410 on deadlifts, and then on bench I hit 160. Woo! For almost 6 reps. In the last rep my butt popped a little bit, and Jake said he didn't help me at all, so I trust I trust what he said. So it was like my butt was coming up, but that's awesome because I only hit 170 at nationals last year, and so hopefully gonna hit that 200 mark. So mobility. Who wants to see a mobility video? Let me know below. And as always, leave me your comments and feedback, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.